We are under pressure for this Wise Guys Wednesday.
That's right. Jeff from the U of I Physics Department joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're going to talk about some air pressure,
Air
right?
pressure.
I'm so excited about this. There's a lot of stuff happening on the
great.
counter.
No,
We got a bunch of stuff. Okay.
no pressure. Except for the air.
All right. So what's air pressure, right? So it's something we we all encounter, but we don't think about it. We don't really feel it. First thing about what the air is. So the air is a bunch of molecules, very, very tiny molecules, moving all around us, moving about the speed of sound. So you're getting hit by things moving at 700 miles an hour, zillions of times a second.
Okay.
Right.
Oh,
So there's little molecules bouncing off of you all the time, and so you're getting hit by these things at a very, very high rate.
Blasted by them.
Right, but you don't notice it because one side of your hand's getting hit by a bunch of them, the other side of your hand's getting hit by a bunch, and so there's no net pressure. There's no net push. But every surface feels this push from the air molecules hitting it. So the only way you can notice it is by taking it away. Okay, so
we're going to do that, right?
So we're going to do that. So one fun demo that was, this is from, I think, about 1650. It was a German scientist trying to demonstrate about air pressure and vacuum pumps. So this is just two hemispheres, right? So they're easy to pop on and off
Looks
together.
like the giant, what is it, the musical instrument, I can't think of it.
Cymbals?
Yes, that's
yeah,
cymbals.
yeah. So it's an iron sphere. And
so you're sucking the air out of it.
I'm using this little hand vacuum pump to suck the air out and trying to maintain enough conversational patter while we suck the air out.
Yes.
So what's happening is this is
lovely day
removing,
today.
we've
It is a
taken about a
lovely day.
third of the air out of it, and we'll try to get to about half. So all I'm doing is bucket brigading the air out of this little container.
Bucket brigading.
You guys have the
You're sort of
craziest
picking-
contraptions over there at U of I?
Yeah, we try.
Crazy.
A lot of fun toys.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty close. So let's so we'll close this off. So you close this.
Okay.
And now, assuming I've done this right, it should be very, very hard to pull these apart.
All right, guys, I swear I work out. This is
So
this is not.
You have to put a couple hundred
I'm
pounds of
just
force.
going to stay over here.
But if I let the
While
air,
you-
but if I let the air back in, you can hear the hiss, and now they just fall apart.
so cool.
So what's happening is the air pressure is still pushing on the outside, still bonking into this material, but now there's much less air inside. And so in order to pull them apart, you would have to fight that air pressure.
So cool.
Huh.
I love that.
Yeah, it's like a sciencey kind of tug of war, but
Now,
nobody's
this-
going to win.
And
This
so
has my attention.
Yes. So what this is so air pressure is different in different places. Particularly, it's different when you go higher up. So if
Sure.
you're on a mountain, the air pressure is a little lower. It's storm systems change it. It's what drives storms.
Yeah.
So what we've done here is a little demo that might affect cooking if you ever go to places like Colorado. So this is just a little dish of water.
Okay.
Nothing special about it. I can dip my finger in it.
Okay.
I can put a little glass sheet on top of it.
Okay.
Close that valve, and now the water is sitting at room temperature. It's not getting warm, it's not cold. So if we go over here, if you watch that water carefully, I don't know if the overhead cam or
Let's get that overhead camera up.
Yeah,
so you can
so if you watch that water, while we flick the switch on this pump, I'm sorry, I'm just going to go around
there.
you. I'll do it for just a moment. So watch the water.
Okay.
I start pulling the air out, the pressure will go down, and the water will boil.
What?
At room temperature.
You guys, that's pretty cool.
So
that water just boiled.
that water just boiled, even though it's not hot. I can still put my finger in. In fact, it's a little colder than it was.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
So what's the deal here? So the deal here is that liquid, in order to form bubbles and boil, those bubbles you have to push back against air pressure. And so when I remove the air pressure, it becomes easier to form bubbles, and the boiling temperature goes down. And the reason this is important is if you've ever seen cooking instructions on the back of a container, it says if you're cooking something, you have to cook a little longer when you go to altitude. If you boil your pasta a little longer or cook eggs
Because
a little
there's
longer.
less air pressure if your elevation is like a mile high.
Right, so when you boil the water, it's not as warm as it is here in Champaign if you're up in Colorado. So you have to adjust your cooking times.
This is really cool.
And one other fun thing that we often see is this.
This
So
is cool.
this is just a rubber sheet.
It is.
There's nothing special about it, no tricks to it. But if I just lay it down and squeeze out any air bubbles, there's air pressure putting down on it, but you'll find that lifting it up is pretty hard.
Aaron?
You can't do it.
You can't do it, right?
Is this like Thor when he tries to pick up the hammer?
Just like that. But if I let a little air in, it's easy to pick up. But you can take something heavy, heavy with a smooth surface, just sort of plop this on top, squeeze out the air, and lift up the pot.
Stop, that is so cool.
So this is how suction cups work. And they're just taking advantage of the fact that suction isn't a thing. It's just that the air pressure is pushing down on it and preventing you from pulling it off of the surface.
I love this.
Well,
you have us hooked once again.
yeah, our minds have been blown.
They have. Well, you guys, if you have questions for Jeff, Nadia, Matt, So it's Seppa now, and we've got Paul too. We've got a lot of wise guys.
And we're
these
always
days.
looking for ideas.
Yes,
so your
always.
suggestions
Yep,
welcome.
so get on our Facebook page,
Yes,
get on our website.
right now.
Send us ideas, we'll pass them on.
Yes, we'll do cool stuff like this. Thank you, Jeff. This was my favorite.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
We
We'll
will
be
be
right back.
right back.